is go time! Hugo the Honey Badger here, buzzed and ready. A tiny tank with a big brain and a bigger love for wild history. Let's roar and explore! Here's a brain teaser. Who fought for farm workers' rights with peaceful power and became a symbol of justice? Drumroll in the dirt. Cesar Chavez, a farm kid turned leader of La Causa, a champion who helped build a union called the United Farm Workers. No guts, no glory. So here's the scoop. Cesar Chavez co-founded the National Farm Workers Association, the NFWA. Later, it teamed up with the Agricultural Workers Organizing Committee, AWOC. Together, they became the United Farm Workers, the UFW. That name packed a punch, but way cooler. The UFW fought for better pay, safer jobs, and respect for the people who pick our food. How did he do it? Not with fists, with peace, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. He used boycotts and pickets. A boycott is like telling a store, nope, not buying those grapes until workers get fair deals. It is a money megaphone that says, listen up. This is bananas, fix it. Chavez also fasted. That means he stopped eating to show serious commitment. Fasting showed, I will sacrifice to keep this peaceful. Dude, that kind of bravery is perfectly inspiring. A honey badger knows hunger. This was next level courage. Faith was a big part of the movement. Chavez grew up Roman Catholic and mixed marches with masses and prayer. He carried a banner of the Virgin of Guadalupe. There were public processions with candles and songs. For many farm workers, this felt like family, faith, and fairness all walking together. Viva la causa. Symbols matter. The NFWA flag showed a black eagle on red and white. Strong and simple, a bird that looked ready to soar. The motto was Viva la causa, long live the cause. When that flag waved, people knew it was time to stand tall. And it was not just signs and chants. The NFWA built helpful tools. An insurance plan, a credit union where members saved and borrowed, and a newspaper with a spicy name, El Malcriado. It shared news, jokes, and union updates. Information is power, right? Information is now for action time. In 1965, Filipino workers in AWOC kicked off a grape strike in Delano, California because they wanted higher pay. Chavez and the NFWA voted to join them. Picketers formed lines, he set captains, and he said nonviolence only, keep it peaceful, no exceptions. Support grew, unions like the UAW jumped in, students showed up with signs and songs, religious helpers came too, protest camps popped up with a clinic and a nursery, El Teatro Campesino performed funny and fierce skits that taught people what was going on, theater plus teamwork, chef's kiss. Media paid attention, so did the FBI. Growers tried to label Chavez a communist and the FBI watched and took notes. It was the Cold War era and suspicion was everywhere. Still, the push for dignity kept rolling like a tumbleweed in turbo mode. Here comes a mega moment. Easter, 1966, a giant pilgrimage march from Delano to the state capitol in Sacramento. Crosses lifted high, the Virgin of Guadalupe banner led the way, and the Plan de Delano was written and shared. More than 8,000 people gathered. That is a lot of footprints and faith on the highway of hope. Famous helpers stopped by. Senator Robert F. Kennedy visited and he listened. And later, in 1968, when Chavez fasted to keep things nonviolent, he ended the fast by breaking bread with RFK. That simple bite said, peace first, always. Boycotts hit big companies. First Shenley Liquor, then DiGiorgio, and later Jumara. When shoppers skipped those grapes, growers felt it. It was like a money thunderstorm. Zap, listen to the workers and work out a fair plan. There were tough twists, too. Elections to decide which union represented workers got messy. Teamsters versus Chavez's side. One DiGiorgio vote looked slanted. Chavez pulled out and urged workers not to vote. Later, a rerun election happened and his side won, but it was a bumpy road with potholes the size of water buffalo. Another surprise. The NFWA and AWOC merged into one big team called the UFW Organizing Committee. UF fought WAS. At first there was distrust, people worried about politics and different backgrounds, but the new team became stronger together like puzzle pieces snapping into place. Click. Chavez had a clear style, he kept tight control, officer jobs could be kind of ceremonial while key power sat with staff under his lead. That focus helped some plans fly fast, but it also caused arguments inside the union. Some thought it felt too bossy. Leadership can be a porcupine, useful but pointy. And now, hold on to your fur, a disputed part. Chavez opposed hiring undocumented workers during strikes because growers could use them as strikebreakers. Some people said this clashed with civil rights goals. Others said the goal was to protect workers already on the lines. It's complicated, like a knot in a kite string. Big feelings on both sides. Another tough twist, even with a nonviolent message, a cousin named Manuel took part in sabotage against grape shipments. Spreading trouble is dangerous and wrong. Chavez kept pointing back to peace. Nonviolence was the heart of the cause. Keep calm, keep kind, keep going. The movement had culture and community. The 40 acres became a headquarters and a spiritual hangout. Picture a chapel, a market, gardens, and quotes from Gandhi on the walls. A home base for courage. Also, El Teatro Campesino played skits that made people laugh and learn at the same time. Comedy with a conscience, my favorite flavor. All through this, support came from many places. Labor unions, students, left-leaning groups, and Catholic, Protestant, and many other faith leaders. When different folks link arms, the chain gets strong. strong enough to pull a mountain, or at least a very stubborn grapevine. Chavez's story started long before the big marches. As a kid, his family lost their Arizona farm to back taxes and moved to California fields. He served in the Navy, then organized with the community service organization where he learned to talk to neighbors, register voters, and build a team. Brick by brick, barrio by barrio. That training was the toolbox for the UFW. In the end, Chavez became a symbol, for many even a folk saint. There is a day named after him. His life says this: even if a person starts with almost nothing, a voice can grow, a peaceful plan can bloom, and a field can turn into a fairer future. Okay, switching rivers. A daydream just popped in. Marches, speeches, another peaceful powerhouse comes to mind. Martin Luther King Jr. That path looks like another wild and wise trail to explore soon. Whew, that was a wild ride. Curiosity can buzz like a honeybee and still land soft like a feather. Give yourself a tail wagging high five. Until next time, stay wild and wonderful.